Hey there guys, how you doing? This is Ice9 and we're covering a new promo for today. We did not get positional heroes. That should have been yesterday. Should have. Doesn't apply at all when it comes to EA. Hopefully, I see positional heroes still coming. It's a weekly thing that EA can use to try to bring juice back into the game in terms of action at the auction house and things of that nature. Ways to use increasingly irrelevant gold and elite players in the game. So I don't see EA going away from that, but we're going to have to see. And then we're waiting on Gauntlet as well. That might be a month out like it was last year, or it might come this month still like it did in the first year of Madden Mobile. We will have to see. But the All Pro set came out, and this is a pretty cool thing. There's live events, there's packs. The packs aren't too expensive. The pulls are pretty good. I've made some coins off of them. So just taking a look at the sets here, you could use random collectibles to try to get a collectible that you need more. So I could try here, pick two of my most common cards here, and this is very much like the all rookie sets from last year. You need 10 of the cards, so I get a defensive end, not too great of one. And let's try it again, but doesn't look like this set's going to be that great. 5-minute recharge for it, and then you could get a collectible, get an exchange pack. So using a gold trophy for this, I don't know how good this is going to be as well. It doesn't seem really appealing. Give it patience and time. You should be able to get the players. Just basically through packs, I was able to do the set 7 times and able to do the Peter set between that and elites that I pulled from that. But one of the things about this event too is a lot of the players, and we'll go through them, are good enough to play on their own. You don't necessarily want to put them in the set. But this is very much like All Rookie was last year, with the 10 positions that you got to fill through live events, but they're also through the packs too. And the packs have been pretty good at 30,000 coins a piece. It's a pretty good bet. And then the Peters card, I did this, sold the player for 3.2 million. But if you look, I might look to buy this guy back. He's got some pretty insane stats. This would be great if he was a safety, I'll tell you that. He's 6 foot tall, 96 speed, 92 strength. So 96 speed, that I do believe is the fastest corner in the game. With Gurley on my team, he'll boost up to 98. 99 acceleration, needs no boosters whatsoever. Really high base awareness, doesn't need much. 93 tackle, once again, that and 92 strength is more like a safety. Now, the man and zone coverage are not especially high at 93 and 91. They're not really high for a cornerback, but the PLR, the speed, and the strength, the athletic ability, I believe he's got 85 catch. That'll make up for it. 95 PLR is certainly a very respectable number, but I chose to sell him, and hopefully I'll buy him back for cheaper as this goes on and more people are doing the set. I assume that to be the case. I'm not sure 100% if I'm going to buy him back, but I probably will. Those are some pretty good stats. Pretty good stats indeed. And, he might be the only one in the game right now to shut down or at least compete with the faster wide receivers in the game that are out there right now. Team of the Year and Super Bowl, Julio Jones, Jerry Rice, Brandon Marshall. He's got pretty good jump too, so he should at least be pretty good in that regards. Again, though, he doesn't have a boost, so I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to go for him. All right, and we're going to go on to season stars. So this started yesterday. These are 95 overall players. Some of them are pretty good. Too many wide receivers out there to consider this guy, but he's pretty solid if you don't have say Dion and Julio Jones or Brandon Marshall or Jerry Rice might be consideration for some people on their teams. Quan Alexander, this is also a position that's really flooded right now. There's 398 plus middle linebackers out in the game. So with boosts too. So this card doesn't have a lot of interest to me, but for some other teams, it might be a good thing. And here, Ben Jones. This is a little bit more solid than the playoffs Rodney Hudson card, with 94 pass block, 92 run block, and 94 impact block. He's got a little bit better run blocking and a little bit worse pass blocking, but 94 is still a pretty good number. So that looks like a pretty decent card. And let's see what else. Melvin Gordon, somebody in my league, put this set together and says that he really likes him. I still don't think he's good as Pro Bowl Ezekiel Elliott for me, but it's a pretty good looking card for sure. And Daniel Hunter, so 95 defensive end. Decent speed for sure. The power moves aren't great. I'm not sure what the finesse moves are. The hit power is just okay too. This is an okay card, but it's not going to be the first set that I'm going to work on for sure. And then one that I did do was Darius Webb. And so 93 speed at the safety position. That's definitely got my attention. 91 zone coverage is good. 89 man for safety is really, really good. Problem is the pursuit on the card is 77. That affects how fast the player will move when the ball's in the air. Pursuit is a little bit low on the card, and he's 5'10". Definitely a free safety. I'm considering playing him, but right now I think playoffs Mitchell is just a little bit more solid for me at the safety position, and I'll just wait for better safeties to come out. So that's pretty cool. Now let's check out here. So I got a card and got a pull that made me able to put Super Bowl Von Miller in the game. I had to do some juggling here with the lineup, but I was able to put Super Bowl Von Miller in there at that left outside linebacker position. So we could see what he looks like on there with the power move and the acceleration boost. And Khalil Mack, they came out with a 96 card for the All-Pro here. And we look at the stats on this. Absolutely insane. 91 man coverage, boosting up to 92. Really good zone coverage. Decent hit power. Not sure what the block shed is, but I assume it to be pretty good. And the stats are pretty good. So now Domination Von Miller is out of the lineup, but I had to do some different things to make that happen. We'll see that Showdown Kuechly's back in the lineup because if I put Urlacher in, he does not boost up to 99 any longer. Really needed that tackle boost from Domination Von Miller. And another card that becomes hard to boost is Xavier Rhodes here with his great +5 acceleration boost, the MVP master. And I do like the way he plays at the nickel too, which isn't on the field as much, but the nickel is a position where I think that it really, it's a good one for Rhodes to play. He's got really good zone coverage, and I think he plays well in that position. It's a good place to hide him, but when we have Urlacher in the lineup, even though that's a great double boost, it's just not what Rhodes needs, and Urlacher no longer boosts up to 99. So you got to put Kuechly in there in order to get Rhodes to 99, and that's what the new defense looks like. Night Train Lane's getting a little bit long in the tooth. Probably put Peters over there. His boost is still good, though. His gameplay is not bad. But definitely, I would say, with that Marcus Peters card out there, got to try to find a way to get him in the lineup. And then we'll kind of see if I put, let's see here. If I put Gilmore in there, he's still at a 99. If I put Hall in there, defense is still at a 99. Can't put Sherman in there. Let me put this base Norman in there, and then that drops it to 98, obviously. But let's see if anybody else needed that awareness boost on the team. Doesn't look like anybody did. But for the time being, the strength and awareness boost doesn't really do anything, but it does make a difference on offense. So I'll leave NTL in there, but clearly his days are numbered on my team as well. I just hope for more promos to come out with boosted players that I can put there in the position. And I think they have to be someone besides these Ultimate Legend boss players. They're just really hard to pull and they're really expensive. So hopefully there's some kind of other set-based thing that EA comes out with so we could get some more boosts on our team. But it might be falling off a little bit in favor of better overall players. By the way, now I've played with Munoz here at right tackle, that broken position, and in head-to-head, he still doesn't block. It doesn't matter. It does not matter that much at all in Hall of Fame. And that's one of the reasons, too, because defenses play so good in Hall of Fame settings. That is another reason why I can leave guys like NTL in there for his boost. So that Mac card is insane, though. That's a really good 4-3 coverage card. Two really versatile linebackers in the game. And here, Peters, if you wanted to buy him outright. It looks like he's fallen below 2 million coins now. I'm looking for him to fall below 2 million. That's not happening as yet, but I think before too long, there's a good chance that it will. And let's check out some of the other players that are out there for the All-Pros. And we've got a couple interesting ones. We've got a Lockett kick returner card, and that's a pretty strong kick returner with 87 base strength. However, the carry is still lower than Smallwood. That's what I care most about at the kick returner, that they don't fumble. So I'm leaving him in here. Here's Tyreek Hill. And opposed to his headliners card, there's not a lot of green over that one. Devin McCourty card. Some of his cards in the past have been really good coverage cards. This one's not a bad one, but probably best used in the set. And along with this Clinton Dix card here, that's kind of the same thing. 94 D tackle, so another option that people could put in there. I own one. I'll probably sell them, though. Really good speed, but the block shed isn't really high. And that's mostly what you want. Defensive tackle, block shed, play recognition are more important than speed. Another 95 D tackle, again with really high speed, but I don't think the block shed is too high on that one. The power moves aren't too great either. Not sure what the finesse moves are. And Casey Hayward, this is definitely one that you want to use in the set. It's one of those cards. You see it's a 93, but you don't know how it's a 93. CJ Mosley, again, another one to use in the set. Not too interesting for people who have Derek Johnson or Showdown Kuechly or someone like that. And there's no boosts, obviously, in these cards. All right, let's look for the higher overalls now. So we're going to go 95 overall and above. So there's the Peters all over the place. Quite a few Damon Harrisons. And there's a Brandon Graham. So 97 defensive end. Pretty good looking card. Hit power is decent. Power moves are really good. Kind of a sideways move from Howie Long, though. Maybe a little bit better. Here's Mac. It seems to be a rare pull. Should have probably sold him, but I want to keep that card on my team. Wow. 95 million. 16 million. That's insane. 15 million. Absolute craziness. He's not going to go for that, guys. But that is basically it. So some pretty cool cards altogether. Players you could definitely start on your team. And definitely the Peters card is a pretty cool one as well. I'm just waiting for it to come down in coins, and then I'll probably buy them back and replace NTL with them, is my assumption. But that is it, guys. That is my video for the day. Hopefully we get positional heroes soon. What I'll probably end up doing if that comes out, hopefully next Tuesday, is I'll cover Ultimate Legends and positional heroes once a week and just kind of do it that way. So that's what you could look forward from me. And thanks for watching, guys.